Hello everyone, Angie here and welcome to Love Inspire YouTube channel. I am back with another video and this video is about a comment that I saw on the Shaderoom a few weeks ago. And so basically the young lady was saying how she would rather have an entrepreneur than to have someone who has a 9-to-5 job because of their mindset. I didn't know who this young lady was up until this happened. Just happened to see it in the Shaderoom, and I get inspired by stuff as a relationship advocate and author. I get inspired by things that happen and people say, whether good, bad, or indifferent in relationships. And so I'm not going to use her name for clout chasing or for people to click on my video. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm fine with it all. So stick around if you want to hear my thoughts on adjusting our mindset over material things and all that good stuff. So I heard a lot of mixed reviews on her comments. Some people were, bashing her, and some people were like, well, those are her preferences. If that's what she wants, that's what she wants. And we can say that, those are people's preferences or whatever, but the hard fact is sometimes our preferences will get us in a whole lot of trouble. And we have to start changing our mindset and how we look at individuals to marry and get into a relationship with, as opposed to what they're doing for us or what their status is or what they look like, how much money they have in the bank, whatever the case is. And I feel like when it comes to this type of stuff, not having the right mindset, this is why people are single. This is why people are in and out of relationships. This is why people are unhappy in their relationship, because you don't have the right mindset. Your preferences are all jacked up. And so that's what this video is going to highlight. So my point number one is stop expectations on what you think your partner is supposed to be like. For all my Christian folks, the Bible says that God knows the plans that he has for our life. That includes a man or a female, period. He knows what we need and, the desires of our heart. And so what we need to do as people is start asking God for discernment. Is this person really right for me? Praying over who he brings into our life, because like my husband always says, the devil is not going to come like something you dislike, because you're not going to want to deal with it. It's going to come as everything you've ever imagined, everything you've ever wanted. And that person may have the money, he or she may have the looks, he or she may have the status, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to fulfill your needs and your requirements and what you need. And so we have to ask for discernment. Also, we have to ask God to be mentally prepared for that relationship. Just because you think you're ready doesn't necessarily mean you're ready. There's always work we can be doing as individuals to prepare ourselves for a relationship. And instead of focusing on, is somebody else ready for you, you need to be focused on, are you ready for that somebody? Are you prepared for next level? And I wanted to make note, I have some notes here. Expectations can sometimes be illusions. They can be fairy tales if we get too hell-bent on having these expectations. They can sometimes align with a person that does not exist. Nobody is ever going to be 100% all you need and all you desire, because basically what that is saying is this person is perfect. And as we know, nobody on earth is perfect at all. I don't care how wonderful you do, how many lives you're impacting, you're not perfect. You're at fault. And that's why in relationships, it's 50-50, it's 80-20, it's 60-40. When this person is down, there's somebody else pulling the weight up. And so I want you to keep that in mind as that. Stop your expectations of what you think. Start asking God for discernment and start asking God to mentally prepare you for the relationship. my second point I want to make is our preferences and our types will definitely impede on trying to find the right person and finding who is actually truly meant for us. So this is where your preferences being more aligned with character as opposed to status, or as opposed to money or what this person looks like. Because here's the thing. People can easily fall. My husband and I, we were up one moment and we were down the next. And if I had got with him because he had money and because of his status, whatever the case may be, I would have left and I wouldn't be in this magical, inspirational, motivational place that we are in now as a married couple. If I had just let it go because we were broke. And so, you have to prepare your mindset for failure and setbacks, and that's really important to know. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I have everything. Just because you meet someone, the point with this is just because you meet someone in a good place doesn't mean that they're always going to be in that good place. So we have to start choosing character. Most of the time, your character is always going to stay the same. Okay, so when we were broke, and we're in the beginning of our, high up, where we were able to fly first class and do all this amazing stuff, my husband still had the same character as he did then we were broke. And had I just, if he had had money and a crappy character, guess what? When he got broke, we would have been broke, and he would have had that crappy character, and then I would have really been pissed off. So choose character over status. Choose character over money. Choose character over anything. Also, I want to talk about what someone has and has nothing to do with similarity in mindset, okay? So basically, the young lady was saying that she wanted this entrepreneur because she's an entrepreneur, which is cool. But what had happened was she added on that she didn't want somebody to be a 9-to-5. And so it's important to know that regardless, you don't have to be 100% like-minded in every area of life. The right person is going to understand you. The right person is going to understand your hustle. The right person is going to motivate that hustle, whether it's a 9-to-5 person, whether it's an entrepreneur, whether it's a bum, whatever the case may be. The right person is going to respect your hustle and understand your hustle. I think people confuse understanding with, how can I put this? Understanding with, if you're not like me, you can't understand what I'm going through. That's part of building a connection in your relationship, is understanding this person's why, understanding what motivates them, understanding what inspires them, understanding what keeps them going. And anybody can understand you, whether they have the same career as you or whether they don't. It has nothing to do with, basically what she was saying. My husband is a preacher. He does not own a business, but he understands my hustle. He understands my motivation. He understands my, sometimes he'll tell me, okay, enough is enough, but that's good for me because sometimes I do need to put the computer down or put the notepad up and have a break. But he understands why I do what I do and what I'm doing and who I'm doing it for. And so I want to also say there's a difference in what someone can do for you and who someone is to you. And the problem is we're looking at the what instead of the who. The who is the personality, the who is the characteristics, the what is what can he buy me? What can she do for me? What does she look like? And we have to cut those what's out and focus on the who, the root of the person. I was watching, that's how I know it was the spirit telling me to talk about this week because I was watching last night Nobody's Fool. It's the first time I've seen this with Tika Sumpter and Tiffany Haddish and Amari Hardrick and some other really good talented actors and actresses. And basically, this girl, she had a list. She had a type. And she met this guy online and he checked off every box that she had. He was the one. Long story short, she kind of got catfished, but not really. And so she started dating this guy that really liked her. Now, he didn't meet the criteria. He only checked off a few of her boxes. So when the original guy that checked off all her boxes popped back up in the scene, she left homeboy and started dating him. So they went on this date, and all he did throughout the date was talk about himself, what he can do with himself. It was all about him. He didn't care about her day or what happened to her or her career or, you know, her life or family back, nothing. He didn't care about any of that. All he focused on was himself. And she ended up realizing, you know, this list means nothing if I'm not internally being satisfied, if my needs aren't being met. I want somebody that cares about me. I want somebody that's genuinely concerned about me, respects me, is loyal to me, loves me beyond everything. And so that's what we have to get rid of, this list and this type, because if you have this list and this type, you're blind. You're blind to who truly is meant to be in your life. You're going to have these blinders on. You're going to have tunnel vision of where, okay, I'm set out on this person, and then you're blocking all the people out. That's really going to vibe with you. That's really going to add substance to your life. I just want to remind people that you have to look beyond what someone can do for you and how they motivate you, how they inspire you. Those are the people that's going to be able to last a lifetime. Those are the people that's going to know how to manage conflict. Those are the people that's going to know how to de-escalate a situation. Those are the people that's going to learn how to agree to disagree. Those are the people that's going to care about how your day went and solutions to the problems of, you know, the bad day that you could possibly have. Those are the people that's going to respect you. Those are the people that's going to be loyal to you and you know, have you in high regard for the relationship. Those are the people that are going to put you above other people. And so when you look at status, when you look at money, when you look at anything other than character, you are looking at the outside of the person. And we as people, we have to start looking internally. We have to start getting to the root and understanding. When we start understanding that why of somebody, that list that you have, like in the movie, you'll find that that list means nothing, because you'll be able to connect with this person. Like I said in my social media earlier today, the person that's truly meant for you is going to understand you on a deeper level that nobody else will be able to comprehend. And that person may look broke, busted, and disgusted. That person may not have that 6-figure income. That person may not be an entrepreneur like you. That person may be a janitor. But that person cares for you. That person loves you beyond reason. That person loves you more than anybody else will ever love you. So we need to start looking at that. We need to start looking at the inner part. And like God does. God looks on the inside. Man looks on that outward appearance. Man sees and judges. And that's what we're doing as millennials. We're just looking and we're judging. Oh, the shorty got a big butt. The shorty got some breasts on her. Does this dude, is he tall and dark skinned, over 6 feet? You know, I've been there before. I had a type and it got me nowhere. I mean, it got me to my husband, but it gets you nowhere. You want somebody that is going to value you. That is most important. We have to, please guys, please, stop looking at the benefits of a person. Stop looking at the advantages of a person. Please start looking deeper into who they are. Give people a chance. A lot of, my millennials, I love y'all, I'm a millennial too, but we are so quick to not give people the benefit of the doubt, to not give people a chance. We run at the first sign of adversity. You are going to have tough days. You are going to have days where you just can't stand this person, but you don't give up. You don't move on. You stay and you fight through it. Now, there are certain things, obviously, that you just should not tolerate. I'm all for that. But the little stuff, let that stay the little stuff. Build your foundation, build a connection, and also make sure that you're building a connection beyond sex. Having sex every time you see your partner, that's not normal. Having sex every time you get into an argument, that's not normal. Makeup sex is great, I get it. But it's not going to sustain you. Get to the root of that problem. And I just totally went into a tangent. I'm supposed to be talking about the comment that was made. But anyway, I really, it bothers me to see millennials talking like that instead of talking about, I need a man that cares for me. I need a man that, because, if this young lady was to get an entrepreneur like her, he understands what entrepreneurship is, but he can be treating her like a piece of crap. He could be cheating on her. He could be beating her. So you have to be careful what you speak, what you ask God for. God will give it to you. He'll show you. You should have been using discernment and asking him to send the right person instead of a type of person, okay? I'm just saying, my millennials, I love y'all to death, but let's start thinking differently. Let's start focusing on, I can't say it enough, focus on the N word. I know it's not popular to say that. I don't care. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm just trying to give you truth. I'm trying to give you facts of what I know works. And Lord's will, next month, I will be married to my husband for 14 years. We've been together since I was a teenager, 17 years this year, of course, on and off. But, I know what works. I'm trying to lead you into the right direction. I love relationships. I love to talk about them. I get inspired by things, like I said earlier, and I want people to truly understand the composition of a relationship so you can excel, so you can fight that good fight. And so, just keep that in mind when you're speaking about stuff like that, and when you're choosing somebody. Give people an opportunity to show you who they are, and then once they show you who they are, believe them, or keep them or leave them. And if it's not somebody that is vibing with your values, vibing with your beliefs, let them go. If they're not showing concern, genuine concern for you as a person, let them go. Go get that janitor or that bus driver or that whoever that's going to care for you, that's going to respect you. That's what's most important. Not the type, not the list. The list will get you in a whole lot of trouble. The list will cause frustration. The list will cause depression. The list will give you a headache every day, time and time again. It never fails. So if you have that list, ladies and men, because men do too, rip it up. Rip it up and focus on finding somebody that has substance and can add value to your life, that can, motivate and inspire you while also understanding you and caring for you. So I hope you got a little something out of this. I kind of went on a tangent a little bit, but I need for people to truly understand that we are looking at the wrong things. And when you're looking at the wrong things will come to you. And that's why some of us are in the turmoil that we're in with relationships. That's why we're not getting along with the baby mamas and the baby dads, because we didn't use discernment. We didn't talk to God about it before we jumped into this relationship or had a child with somebody. We didn't talk to God about it. And when you take God out of the equation, you better believe you're gonna have some major issues. So start talking to God. For all my Christians out there, open up your Bibles and choose wisely. So guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.